One of the hardest things in Chicago right now is the amount of violence that our kids experience every day. What we do know is that schools are the safest place for them to be. The challenges they have just getting to and from school are more than any of us can ever really fully understand unless we've been there. Dozens and dozens of children are being shot every year, and part of our challenge is how do we give them the tools they need to deal with that, to make good decisions, to stay in school.
I felt like I just reached my breaking point. Like, I didn't care no more. Forget school, forget life. I just feel like my family didn't care, so why should I? Getting up every morning, you have to motivate yourself to do good. You have to motivate yourself not to be like others on the street selling drugs, being on the corner, not having a life. It's real hard.
Paul is not only an unsung hero, he's a miracle worker. He's there every single day. I'm working with students, working with the school administration, working with parents and families, and figuring out how do we make all students in that school succeed.
Yeah, the lives of the students that I work with are pretty hard to describe. And I think first, just out of humility, I should say that I in no way can ever really fully understand sort of the strength and resilience that they have to just sometimes make it to school.
I think with kids, with students who come from rough situations, difficult backgrounds, families involved in addiction or abuse or violence, they're not just going to trust the next person they see. It's about building a trusting relationship. What Paul does that's different is figuring out how to build a trusting relationship so somebody can confide in him and can share. And I think it takes a process.
That's the work I have to do with my students who don't believe there's another future for them. I have to just be with them along the way and then gradually and incrementally expose them to the possibility of other opportunities. Fortunately, the way that Communities in Schools works at Chicago Talent is a student like that could be on my caseload for 3 years. So that way, over time, through the relationship and through trust, I can get him or her to start to consider the possibility of an alternate future. And that just takes time.
I met Mr. Fagen my freshman year of high school. He talked to me calmly. He let me know that he was there, like he wasn't like gonna give up on me. Like he's not gonna give up. I'm gonna be here for you tomorrow no matter what. And he just always gave me advice just to overcome my stress.
I think Communities in Schools, what we do, it's not rocket science. It's a simple solution of going in and have caring people like Paul Fagen who can be in a school based there in the lives of our students, in the lives of the adults in the school community, making a difference. Student by student, school by school, city by city, across the town, across the country.
I always tell Mr. Fagen, I really thank him, I commend him for what he's done for me. He never gave up on me like others would. I think because he's the father figure in my life and that I love him. My future's very bright. The grass is greener on the other side.